Hello everybody. I'm going to do a Cheetah HAC method today because it's fun and it's my favorite way to apply my makeup these days. So I already have some mascara and some tight lining done on my eyes, but I'm going to go ahead and show you I'm going to do my face makeup. We're calling it the Cheetah HAC method because HAC stands for highlight and contour. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to highlight the parts of my face I like and contour the parts the way I want to create a more chiseled effect. But this is a really fun way to do it, and I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I'm going to enjoy showing you. I'm just going to pin my hair up out of the way. Here's my Seint compact. I've got everything I need for my face right in this little baby right here. So the Cheetah HAC is kind of cool because it simulates cheetah spots all over. So I've got my colors here. I've got some highlight colors and contour colors and a bronzer. And then on the other side of my double compact, I've got some blushes and eyeshadows. I'm actually going to show you though today how to do a contoured look on your eye without even actually having to use eyeshadows. I love eyeshadow. We're going to do some fun tutorials with that. But today I just want to show you how versatile this makeup is and how you can really create dimension in your face with just the highlight and contour colors. So I'm going to start with contour. I want to contour my cheekbones because I wasn't born with good ones. My mom has great cheekbones. My dad did not. I got my mom's good jawline, but my dad's no cheekbones. So what we're going to do is feel for that cheekbone area right there, and we're going to chisel out the area underneath to sort of visually push it up. And I'm going to use my finger because that's what this is all about. So I'm going in with contour, and I'm just placing it with my finger, snugging right up under that cheekbone. And this is going to look weird, but it works so good. One of the reasons I like this method is because this is cream makeup. It's very pigmented, as you can see, but it warms to your skin. So when I do this Cheetah method, it's able to sit on my skin and warm up, and it makes it real easy to go in and buff it all out at the end, and it just becomes like a second skin. It's beautiful. And it's amazing how you can put all the colors where they live and just blend them out, and they're beautiful. I'm going to do a little bit up here on my forehead. My forehead is an average size, so I don't need a lot of contouring, but what I find for myself is that when I put a few of these little contour dots up and through here, it makes the part of my face pop out that I want the light to hit and reflect. So again, it gives me more dimension to my face, and it draws attention to the areas of face that I want to be highlighted. So you can do swipes or little dots. And I think that should be good. Got that good? We're going to blend that right up into my hairline when it comes time. Okay, now I'm going to take my main color, which is going to be sandy today, and I'm going to put this medium to darker color anywhere where I have redness. I'm just dotting it in the areas I need coverage. For me, I don't have a lot of redness, but I do have like broken capillaries, areas of my face that look, well, a little ruddy, I guess. So I don't know if you can see that very good. I've just got some little dots put on there. I'm going to put some up in here or up on my eyebrow. And now I'm going to take a camouflage color. This is what I use to correct redness and dark circles. The color I use is June. It's got a lot of yellow to it, and yellow is the opposite of purple. So where all my purpley red spots are, going to magically disappear when I put that on. So I'm just going to swipe that on, and all the while my face is doing the work of warming up the product. My skin is warming it up. I like to get in around my nose and just in those marionette lines that start to pop out as we get a little bit more mature. I'm going to go in with my lighter color. This is my pop color. This is what I use to make certain areas of my face sort of pop out. So I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to focus on this triangle of light right in through here. I'm going to do that down the center of my nose, a little bit on my tip of my nose, a little in through here, where I want the top of that cheekbone to pop out. And then I'm going to go along my jawline. Because, as you can see, my neck is pretty pale right now, being February. And so having this along my jawline is going to make all of the colors on my face blend in and kind of an ombre type effect, so that you're going to have the lightest color next to your neck, which is light. We don't want to match our necks to our face. We want to, or we don't want to match our face to our neck, rather, but this will help us to tie the whole thing in together. And then I like to put a little bit of the lighter color here around my lip. Okay, so the only thing I'm not going to apply this way is the blush, and you totally can, but one of my favorite things about this makeup is the blush. Cream blush is better than anything you have ever used before, and I feel like classically people have sort of gotten away from using blush. I think that's because powder blushes are so awful. They're chalky and they're a lot of times sparkly, and it's hard to get them to sit on your face the way you want them to. But cream blushes melt right in with all the other makeup. It blends, and it's beautiful to have a little bit more of a flush of color. We've gotten used to bronzing over the years, but a lot of people have used bronzing as a replacement for blush. So I want to show you at the end, when my makeup looks pretty good, how much better it's going to look when I put that blush on. Okay, so I'm for the most part finished with the face makeup. So I'm going to take one of our Seint brushes, which these things are fantastic. They're actually created to use for this cream makeup. So they're going to do the best job of moving the product around on the skin. They don't absorb the product off, so you're not taking away the product. I mean, you can buff it right off, but classically it just moves it right over the face and blends everything in. So I'm going to start with the contour. I'm just going to smudge it up under my cheekbones and go around, and then we'll work our way into the lighter colors. So I'm just going to do like so right in there. I'm sort of pushing it up under my cheekbone and pulling it back into my hairline. You do the same thing here. Smudge and push. And then drag it around where you like it a little bit. That's going to look really dark and weird at first, but what you're trying to do with contour is not add warmth to the face. You're trying to create shadows, and those shadows create dimension. So let it look a little weird, because when all the other makeup gets pushed around it, it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to go up around here and do the same thing, just sort of, I'm lightly buffing it and sort of moving it back up into my hairline. Kind of see now how this part of my face, that triangle of light, is sort of starting to pop. That gets me excited. I really like it. I'm just going to take a little bit excess there on the side of my nose. Okay, now we're going to work. I'm going to use the same brush because you can with these brushes. They all work great. They all have different purposes, but you can take one or two brushes and get your whole face done really pretty easily. So actually I'm going to take the small end of this detail brush, and I'm just going to blend out my corrective, or my camo color that I use to get rid of my dark circles, which is my least favorite thing about my face. And probably something you all can identify with, because most of us have them, whether we're born with them or whether we get them the old-fashioned way from working too hard and not sleeping enough or having too much stress. So I'm going to leave this eye area open up there because I want to show you later my trick with the foundation for a sculpted eyeshadow look without the eyeshadow. I'm going to take that other side again. Just going to go back in, and I'm just going to start tapping. I guess you could call stippling. Say it's stippling. I like to start with that, but because it's sat on your face, it just blends right in. You don't have to buff it. You don't have to move it around so much. Work my way down. You can see I'm getting pretty good coverage there. I like this makeup so much because you need a very small amount. It's got so much more pigment than like liquid foundations and even powder foundations. And so because you don't need as much product, you can do it in a nice sheer look. I like that because I still like my freckles to peek through a little bit. I'm not trying to get like that all one color face. But that's okay if you do like that, that's great too. Everybody's different what they're trying to create and for different reasons. And you can do that with this foundation. It's buildable. But I like that I can put it on really sheer. I don't have to do one whole coat of beige and then another coat of contour and then 2 coats of the corrective, you know, of your camo. So everything just goes where it lives, and then you just softly blend everything. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the eyelid technique that I've kind of made up as I went along, but I really like it for an everyday look especially. So instead of using eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with my contour. It's like a cool darker color. This one's called Shadow, which is appropriate because it does create shadows. So I have like a hooded lid, and I like it to look more defined. So I'm going to just take that and I'm just going to smudge it right on the area where my lid is heavy. You can also use any of these colors, the highlights or the contours, as a primer for your lid to get your shadow to stick. I'll show you that in another tutorial when we do some eyeshadow colors. So I'm just taking my finger and softly blending that darker shadow color into what should be my crease, if I had a good crease. Okay, let me pull that up just a little bit more. Now, a lot of times, you know, we all like that look where, you know, you watch the makeup artists, they'll get on there and they like highlight all this area here. I love that. I love for my brow bone to like pop a little bit. But if you do too much of it when you have a hooded lid, you end up just looking brow heavy, like forehead heavy really. So what I have learned to do is to make a much smaller area highlighted. So after you get your crease smudged up, I'm going to take a lighter, a real light highlight color. I'm going to take this flat brush and I'm going to just go under the line of where my eyebrow is. I'm not going to paste it through this whole area here. I'm just going to put a little bit of a line there. This one's really light. I like that because it makes it pop a little bit more, but you can use your lightest shade of highlight that you classically use on your face and you'll get this a very similar effect. And then I'm also going to go down on my lid. I'm going to brighten this area in here with it. And I mean, I'm using so little product. It looks like I'm packing it on, but that's just because the brush, that's what it's meant to do. And because there's so much pigment in these foundations, in these highlight colors. So I'm getting that on there. Okay, so now you can see we've got a little bit of a highlight going up there, which I'm going to take my blend brush and I'm just going to soften because we don't want it to look like a line. Look at my mirror here. Soften that with your brush. Got the contour. You can see my lid is more prominent now because there's a lighter color on it. Okay, so here's my favorite part with the blush. I'm going to put some blush on and I'm going to show you what to do on your eye that's going to really, really make your eye pop. So we're going to go to my blushes. And today I'm going to use Desert Sunset. I am in love with this picture, with this color. It's really soft. It's like a rosy nude, I'd say. Might have a little bit of coral to it, but it's more rose than coral. It's really a good universal color. It's light, so you're not going to get a lot of impact with it. But some days that's all you want. You just want a little bit of color. And then it makes a great, all of our blushes are lip and cheek colors, so it makes a great color for your lip. And what I like about this blush is it's actually a semi-gloss, it's considered. And so what that does is it creates a little bit of a shine to your face that I find really helps me because it reflects the light and it makes my skin look dewy, and that is what I'm always looking for with my makeup. I want my skin to look fresh and dewy. I don't want it to look like chalky or painted. So I'm going to continue to use my finger. I'm going to show you now where the blush goes. You can see what it looks like before. I'm just going to put it in the general area where I want it on my cheek. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit and you're going to put it right above where you put the contour and right below where you put your highlight here. So you want that sort of ombre look again. You want it to go from dark to medium to light. So the blush is going to act like your medium color that's going to tie everything all together, and it's going to warm up the look on the eye instead of just having the dark and the light. Just using my finger there. Add a little bit more to my cheeks because this blush is pretty light. Now I'm going to go in with my blush and bronzer brush. I'm just going to softly tap it because I don't want it to go away because it's so light. Just going to tap it, and then whatever's left on the brush, pull up a little bit here. And can you see on the eye what a difference that made? Try to get closer to it. There's no eyeshadow there, just some contour, some highlight, and a little bit of blush in the right place. Now, I want to show you all one more thing. You can use the Cheetah HAC method to apply bronzer as well. This is the best bronzer I've ever used. Again, it's a cream. But I'm just going to go ahead and show you so you can see the difference with and without. So I've got dimension there, I've got my contouring, I've got the blush, which is nice, kind of makes your skin look like it's got some summer color to it. But if you really want to up the ante on your summer game face, we're going to use Bella bronzer. That's this right here. And you're going to take the bronzer end of the blush and bronzer brush and literally just going to tap it. I like spin and tap so it gets just a little bit on there. Now watch this. The bronzer end of this brush is really loose. They're loose bristles. They're not tightly packed, I mean. So it's designed to spread that product out and make it blend beautifully without getting too much in one area, so you don't look like you've got stripes on your face. I like to put a little bit on my nose because that's where the sun goes, right? So I'm just barely brushing this on, but can you see how that just warmed up my face so much? Again, this is buildable, so if it was summertime and I had a spray tan, which I will at some point, I could totally add more. You could put it anywhere you want. But the Bella bronzer is the best bronzer I've ever used. Okay, one more thing, and it's just to put a little bit of that blush, the lip and cheek color on my lips. I don't really like dark lip on me, so this one's about perfect because it just adds a little sheen and a little bit of color. And that is it. Fluff your hair and you're good to go. I hope you enjoyed this. You might want to save it to your saved videos, and that way you can refer back to it for when you get your Seint makeup in the mail. And I would love to hear your impressions about the Cheetah HAC method. And if you've already got the makeup, I'm really interested to see how you're loving it, and I'd love to see a picture. So talk to you soon.